Yep.
And they're walking towards the end of the stage and be shaking hands. When they get to about halfway in the middle of the shaking hands, announce the next meeting.
Okay. Got it.
Got it?
Okay, I got it.
Did she highlight the ones for you? Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So you're golden.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You what? I'm only here for food. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, welcome to the Cankdeska Cikana Community College's 2023 commencement ceremony. A couple announcements to make. Please turn your cell phones off. Families, hold off wrapping and taking pictures of your graduate until after the ceremony, as there are too many and we would like to keep the ceremony on time. Thank you. I would ask everyone to please be seated. I'd like to start by welcoming Mariah Rademacher, a Cankdeska Cikana Community College graduate, to give our opening prayer.
Ha matakiapi. Apetu washte achechiapi. Chante washte ye na pe chiyuzapi ye. Tatankaskawi amachiapi. Mihunka ke ki Kelly ga Daryl Gannon awichakiapi. I want to express my appreciation to be given this opportunity to share a prayer with you. I ask for patience as I'm learning our language. Please help me in giving thanks to our Creator. Tukashina wanka tanka. Tate uye dopa etkia ho achechiapi. Makata kie ahetua ushi udabye. Ake apetua uyank upi wopida uni chiapie. Dona wayaza kampi hana ashni wichakia ye. Dona wayute wanichapi hana wawichak upi ye. Dona ganunie o ichi mani umpi hana e wa wichaya kaye. Kampi ki hana e wa wichaya kaye. Chingja unki tawa piki hana e petu haskaska o hampi ki de he chiwaki ye. Ozuye wichaska hana e wa wichaya kaye. Makpia ga maka owancha ga maka sitomni ye mitaki ye owanish ye pedame yaya piye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariah. It is now my honor to introduce to you our president, Dr. Cynthia Lindquist, for the welcome.
Ampetuishte. Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day? Thank you all for coming out and supporting your graduates. I'm really proud and pleased to be able to tell you all, which I think most of you know, this is the largest graduating class in the history of Little Hoop, Cankdeska Cikana Community College. 73. We're up to 73. Likewise, if you go to our website, you can find our institutional profile. Our numbers here are rocking. We have gone from 160 or so from the fall of 22 or 21 to this past fall. We were at 318, I believe it was. Same thing with summer. A couple summers ago, we were at like 50, 60 or so. Last summer, we had 148, and we're on record, or we're on track to beat that number this summer. My point in telling you the enrollment numbers, the graduation numbers, is to remind everyone, education is important. Education is the answer which is the theme of the American Indian College Fund, our fundraising organization. There's all kinds of education. As your president, I want all my students to pursue bachelor's, master's degrees, doctorates. Our community still needs teachers, lawyers, researchers, environmental activists. We can go down the whole gamut of what we need. Through the tribal college and university system, we promote culture and language. That's who we are. That's why we were founded, to serve our respective tribal communities. Thank you, Miss Mariah, for the beautiful prayer that you did for us and all our students. That's the caliber of our students. Not only are our numbers increasing, but their academic excellence is increasing also. If you look at the program, the honors, either Dean's List or President's List, our students are extremely smart. And once they're given the resources to be successful, this is what happens. And those resources mean a lot of different things. Yes, it's money. Yes, it's getting a laptop, maybe gift cards, emergency fund. But it's also having really good faculty and staff who will take the time to listen, who will take the time to build trust. We know not just Dakota people, but Indigenous people have suffered because of education, have been punished. And yet we're very resilient in who we are as Indigenous people. As your president, I truly believe having these wonderful numbers, having this beautiful graduating class this morning is testament that education truly is the answer. They are our future. They are representing you, our community. They're role models for their families, their children, those yet to come. I mention that because 2024, Cankdeska Chistana Community College will be celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's like, whoa. And there's still work to be done, right? Our college is still an associate degree granting institution, and we're really good at what we do at the associate level. But in our plan, we have the goal to establish a bachelor's program. And we're quite not there yet. So what is that? What should we do? Should we continue to pursue that? We have some great 2+2s. So many of our students are transferring into either social work, business, early childhood education, CDL, carpentry. We have lots and lots of different programming going on. But I'm announcing the 50th anniversary because all of you who are community members, family members, are graduates. What should our college look like in 50 years? What should this college be for your children, your grandchildren? What do we need to continue to do to help promote education, to promote cultural knowledge and who we are and what we represent? There's still work to be done. But today is a day of celebration. I also want to announce to you all that the Board of Regents and the college we're going to be having a construction project that's going to be starting soon. It's called an education center. We're going to be enclosing the area from here over to the library. And this education center will be a place for exhibitions, for cultural classes, for demonstrations, and for showcasing some of our talent from this community. We're really excited. I'm going to be pushing very hard that the grand opening for that education center is next fall, the fall of 24, as one of the cornerstones for the 50th anniversary of the college. But be thinking about those kinds of things. If you have not heard, the college is also pursuing, and not pursuing, we're actually involved and have implemented the construction of tiny houses through our carpentry program 2 students have already been selected to receive the first 2 tiny houses that will be moved to their land. It's part of carpentry, truck construction trades. It's about home ownership. It's about teaching responsibility. We know there's a huge need in our community for housing and home ownership. What does that look like? For me as your president, it's like, I really don't want to do student housing. So this is a vehicle to address student housing needs and for our students, mostly who are single people, single parents, to become homeowners. We need help with that. We're looking for some workers. We're looking for more students, although I was told, I think for summer enrollment for carpentry, we have 17 students already, but we could use more because we're going to try to get this tiny house done fast by late summer, early fall. We'll see what we can do, but we have really, really good programming going on here that supports our students to be successful. I want to have all the faculty for the college to please stand. You have their names on the back of the program. Please, thank you for what you do. And Jackie Lambert, our academic dean, probably won't like me telling you all, but I actually had to tell them to turn off their phones because students were calling at midnight at 2 a.m. and they felt they needed to respond. I'm like, no, we can set boundaries. But part of that is because we like to build relationships. We want our students to trust us and to know we're here to help them. We want them to succeed. We want them to graduate. We want them to aspire for whatever it is. President, senator, governor, tribal chairperson, doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever. Our job is to help them get there. And that's what Cankdeska Community College does. So thank you, faculty, very much for that dedication to our students and our people. We also did things a little bit different because we have such a large class today, but this is their celebration. And we're really, really proud of each and every one of them. And again, check out the Cankdeska, the Little Hoop website if you want more information. Enrollment is open. First day of class for summer session is May 31st, May 30th, coming up soon in a couple of weeks, but registration is ongoing along with fall semester. We are still providing tuition fees and books for the next at least 2 or 3 semesters using our COVID relief funding. We're also providing laptops. Most of the classes continue to be online or what we call hybrid, but they're mostly online, but we're still doing things in person also. But help us to continue to do our work in a good way. We thank you all so much for supporting your student, their families. Today is about them. Congratulations, class of 2023. Mitakia Wasi, we're all related.
Thank you, Dr. Lindquist. I'd now like to introduce our student speaker for this morning's event, Sarah Lewis, graduate, Cankdeska Cikana Community College.
Halito, Chimachokma, Sao Chafot, Sarah Lewis, Ishalaka Chokma. How are you? Hello, my name is Sarah Lewis. Welcome. It is good that you are here. Distinguished guests, Dr. Lindquist, administrators, professors, families, friends, and members of graduating class of 2023. I am honored and humbled to have the privilege to stand before you and speak on behalf of the largest graduating class from Cankdeska Cikana Community College. When I was first asked to speak today, I was hit with a wave of emotions, nervousness, excitement, humility, honor, and then the thought came to me how proud our families and ancestors are of us today. With that, I want to take a moment to speak on resilience. The definition of resilience is the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. Toughness, elasticity. For many of us, we started this educational journey shortly after we experienced a global pandemic. As we were trying to rebuild our lives after losing jobs, homes, and for some of us, even losing family members, we decided to take the leap to pursue our educational goals, regardless of what was going on in the world. This is because we are resilient. Regardless of our cultural backgrounds and differences, we all have a story of resiliency pumping through our veins. And this unifies us here today as we celebrate these tremendous accomplishments. Some of us started our educational journey years ago and are finally getting to complete our degree. Some of us started later in life. Some started right out of high school. Some of us have children, while others are actually caring for their families and their parents. But regardless of the season of life that we are in, or the obstacles that have been presented before us to try to stop us, we pressed through. We stood and we finished what we started. This is the purest form of resiliency. Looking at a historical view, when humans are faced with obstacles, the ones that make it through and survive are the ones that fought, pressed, and even if they're having to crawl, they never stopped. Whether your ancestors had to stand against Genghis Khan or endure the potato famine in Ireland, whether they survived the concentration camps of the Holocaust, fought to end South Africa's apartheid, whether they had scars from slavery in the early era of the United States, or if, like mine and many of ours, had to endure the horrific accounts of abuse in native boarding schools and removals of our tribal lands. We all have one thing in common. It's resiliency. If it weren't for our ancestors, our grandparents, and our parents fighting to stand against the opposition, we would not be able to stand here today. So as we look to the future, I pray we don't focus on the negativity of the past, but we learn from it and utilize it to bring change to our tomorrow, finding the common ground and building upon that for a beautiful future. Above all, utilizing all opposition as a teaching, a tool that will bring greatness out of our hearts and souls. Each of us has a passion, a drive, a purpose, and our tomorrow needs us to stand in those passions. We need to use our talents to fulfill our purposes. With accomplishing this educational milestone, we are on the good road. We are pushing past stereotypes and bridging gaps. We are doing the very thing that has been fought for hundreds of years: equality, opportunities, and a brighter future. Our ancestors are smiling on us today as we walk across the stage, but it doesn't have to end today. We are embarking on a lifetime of opportunities that merely 50 years ago would have just been a dream in our communities. Let us not stop here. Let us not stop with just this one piece of paper. Use the same fight, the same drive, the same resiliency to continue to pursue goals, to continue to bring change to our families and communities. As I look around, I see a torch being passed. We are the voices that will be making changes. We are the hands that will be building new homes and offices. We are the imaginations that will be working with children to ensure that their future is brighter. We are breaking generational traumas and igniting a fire within our hearts that has the ability to change our world. There is nothing that can stop a person that knows their own strength, that knows they can accomplish anything that they put their mind to. And that's resiliency. And that's what's in this room today. We are part of the next generation of Eloise Cobals, Marie Tallchiefs, John Trudeau's, and William Mankillers. Let us remember this day, remember the trials we had to endure to get through the degree. And when we see a struggle, an injustice, an obstacle come our way, let us remember that we have been through worse. We have survived more. We have beat the odds, and let it fuel us to press forward to accomplish whatever goal we may have. Let us teach our children to dig deep and find the same resiliency that we had to find the fight. As I come to a close, I do want to share a quote from the late woman man killer. She was the first principal female chief of the Cherokee Nation. And as a child, I remember her serving as principal chief. And I looked up to her. She was a role model to me. She was a strong Native woman that would stand against anything, any opposition that came against her. One of her many quotes was, "Cows run away from the storm, while the buffalo charges towards it. It gets through it quicker, become the buffalo." Resiliency is a beautiful quality. Hold on to it and let it be what fuels you to become the buffalo. Change, charge, and get through the storm, never cowering or running away from it, because just past the storm, just past the adversity, past the obstacles, that's where you find what you've always wanted. That's where your rainbow is. That's where your reward is. Akopochi, congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Sarah. Well done. Truly appreciate your words. Our guest speaker this morning is Mr. Dean Dufany Jr. Dean was born and raised in Fort Totten, North Dakota. He is the son of Dean and Santa Dufany. Dean proudly represents both his Spirit Lake Dakota roots as well as his Turtle Mountain Ojibwa roots in all that he does. Dean graduated from Devils Lake High School in 1995, joined the Marine Corps after high school, where he deployed overseas once and served 4 years, where he was honorably discharged in November of 1999. Dean attended Cankdeska Cikana Community College from 2001 to 2003, where he served as student council president and the American Indian Higher Education Student Congress treasurer. Dean was awarded the United Tribes Technical Community College Educators Program Scholarship and attended the University of North Dakota from 2004 to 2007, where he served on the University of North Dakota Indian Association. He pursued a secondary education teaching degree, where he graduated cum laude with honors. Dean has since been involved with many successful ventures to include veterans advocacy, coaching, training, and officiating youth sports. He is a founder of All Star Vets, a nonprofit serving veterans and their families. He is a founding board member of veteran serving nonprofit organizations in San Diego, California, where he lived the majority of his adult life and now runs a successful small business called Native Eco Solutions, where the company's mission is to discover, develop, and deliver innovative business solutions to help tribal communities improve the quality of life of its members. Dean is the proud father of 3 sons: Miles, 21 years of age, Monaco, 19, Jacoby, 8, and his daughter, Maya Rose, who is 7. Dean has been happily married to his wife, Angela, for 11 years. Angela is an enrolled member of the Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians and is the current CEO of 7 Clans Casinos, and has had a highly successful career in casino gaming operations, where she got her start at Spirit Lake Casino and Resort in 2006. Dean and his family have recently relocated to Bemidji, Minnesota from San Diego, California, and love being closer to home and to being a positive impact in Indian country in any way they can. Please welcome my brother in arms, Mr. Dean Dufany Jr.
Wow, I definitely should have submitted the shorter version of that bio. Sorry for that. It's good to be home. Good morning. As Dr. Trotter just said, my name is Dean Dufany Jr. I have to say that when I'm in back closer to home because in San Diego I was just Dean Dufresne, but the old man sitting in the back. So I'm Dean Dufresne Jr., or a lot of you probably know me as maybe even Baby Dean. It's an honor to be here and to be asked to speak to you all today. I've really been thinking about this moment for a very long time. So I hope graduates can take a few nuggets or two maybe that you can apply to your life's journey. Some of this is going to be redundant because of the long introduction in the bio there, but like Dr. Trottier mentioned, I'm a graduate of Little Hoop and the University of North Dakota. And one thing that wasn't on the bio was that I'm pursuing my master's in business administration currently at the Bemidji State University. So the education journey continues. Projected graduation date, whenever I get it done. Again, I just want to thank President Lindquist for inviting me home to share this celebration of 73? It's growing every minute since I got here. But either way, you guys made history. And to, talk about the resiliency piece, to go through the pandemic era and all of that kind of stuff to go on, and for you guys to stick through it, just commendable for, that resilience that you have to stick through your goals and everything. All right, I'm going to read straight from this now because I will go off on kind of rabbit holes. You won't believe it. I'd also like to thank the Spirit Lake Tribal Council, the Little Hoop Board of Directors, faculty, and staff for all you do to make these occasions possible. I know it's not easy. It's a lot of work. See a lot of hustle here today just to get this done. So thank you all. It's a really great feeling to know that you are right where you're supposed to be in life. I feel that way about being here today and sharing with you what I'm calling my Little Hoop experience. You're all probably feeling the same way today as you complete an important milestone in your lives in graduating. So here we go on my Little Hoop experience. So some of my earliest memories I have of my dad working was he was a janitor in these mopping the hallways, cleaning out the trash, fixing things. I was probably 5 or 6 years old when he was doing this. So I got to run the halls. I got to access to the gym. I got to access to Oregon Trail. I was loving it. Dad had a cool job. I had a cool, fun place to play. Sometimes when I was younger, I'd get a little creeped out from the clinks and clanks of an empty building like that. But the more I got familiar with the place, the more I felt comfortable here. That was my earliest experiences here. Since I had this growing familiarity, I felt comfortable coming here in hot summer days to come to the college, get a cold drink of water from the water fountain after a baseball practice, or before we'd go to Sully's Hill and disappear into the nature trail for hours. Some of my buddies that did that with me are in this room today. We'd walk into the college and say hey to Bernice Kavanaugh, may she rest in peace, who was always nice as long as there was no horsing around. She was nice, no pushover, don't get me wrong. She would regulate when she needed to. So it was best just to check in with her. We're all good. Okay, I'm just getting some water and we're moving on. Moving on to the teen years. Later in life as a teenager, I attended Little Hoop summer programs. I believe they were STEM related or maybe just science based. But my good friend, John Lonis, was our instructor back then. And those programs also paid you a stipend, which was a nice incentive. It's pretty neat as a young kid to get a little stipend for going to classes. I was a bit of a restless fella back then, you could say, and I didn't take it full advantage as I could have and should have, since I was mostly distracted with thoughts of baseball and summer things, just not school. But I do remember those classes and experiences as being very positive ones, even if I didn't have the attention span to take full advantage. Right around that time, my dad got a job here at Little Hoop as, I believe, an admissions counselor, which meant, again, we had more access to the college. So we spent many winter evenings in the gym playing basketball, doing boxing practices, and just really blowing off steam, getting out of the house. The familiarity, I knew I shouldn't have wrote that word. The familiarity I had with the facility and the people who worked here always made this place feel like a safe zone. So fast forwarding to adulthood. As a recently discharged, honorably, Marine in 1999, I was struggling to make ends meet with my GI Bill living in San Diego, California with its high cost of living. I knew that my GI Bill would go a lot further in Fort Totten than it did in San Diego. I moved home in the summer of 2000. I quickly got to work with a week-long stint weaving Kevlar at Sioux Manufacturing. That was not the thing. I quickly learned that wasn't for me. So I had to come up with a new plan of attack. I was fortunate enough then to have my older brother, Derek, many of you know him as Duck Dufresne. He was running the HCOP program then, Health Careers Opportunities Program. I wasn't sure what health career I wanted to pursue, but I was able to ease into the college environment, take some courses with some great instructors, and there was a small stipend we received as well, which was handy. Always the stipends. This time I was ready. Since I'd just come out of the Marine Corps, and now I had some discipline, and I was motivated to do something positive with my life. That summer program helped me to transition home and immediately get a small income, began earning credits while using my GI Bill. Being fully honest, I was a little bit nervous about college, as a full-time student, because I was not a great high school student by any stretch. I used to be embarrassed to share this, but I'm going to share it now. When I look back at as a teaching moment, I guess you could say now. When I graduated from Devils Lake High School, I did so with a minuscule 1.87 GPA, which is at the very bottom of a C that you can get. Just enough to get by. But that was my whole mentality in high school, just enough to get by, just enough to be eligible for sports. I do regret not giving myself a better jump start academically, honestly. But Creator had other plans for me. My senior year and a few months before my 18th birthday, the old man gave me the speech. You better have a plan because laying around here, that's not it. Roger that. Being a prideful young man, I knew I could not and would not be someone who was stuck on the res with no way out or who couldn't make it on his own. Although I had no actual skills to do that, make it on my own at the time, I kind of always knew that I would have to do something big to make something of myself. That reminds me of a quote from Les Brown that says, in order to do something you've never done before, you have to be someone you've never been before. Write that down, guys, graduates. I was a pretty good baseball player, and my dream was to play college baseball. Well, that 1.875 thing I wasn't cutting it with coaches. I had the talent, but the coaches, it turns out they're looking for people, young men that are moldable, coachable, young men. 1.875 does not say that you're that. So I had limited interest in options. But the one thing I can say that I had as a young teenager at the time is the ability to self-reflect, really to give an honest account of myself, my place in the world, my future goals and things. I could have had to jump on some of the opportunities I was given to play ball, especially it was my dream, my plan A. But while reflecting, I came to that sad realization that I'd be home with my tail between my legs within 2 months of my first semester of college because I didn't have the perseverance. I didn't have discipline. I didn't have to do homework or be responsible or all the things that it takes for someone attending college to be successful. I had none of that. So I knew I needed discipline and direction. I knew I sold myself short with academics. I knew deep down it was no one's fault but my own for not having more opportunities to continue pursuing my dream of playing baseball. Enter the United States Marine Corps. As a backup plan, I always knew I could join the military if plan A didn't work out. My family has a history of serving in the military, mostly Army, but I did have one cousin, Donovan Lambert, who I was pretty close with and I trusted him. He explained to me the Marines wasn't just Full Metal Jacket or Hamburger Hill or those other intense war movies that portrayed the Marines as a psychotic roller coaster of death and destruction. He explained that there were over 300 different MOSs, or military occupational specialties, ranging from administration, logistics, motor transport, communication, infantry, military police, etc. He told me about his administrative job with the Air Wing, about it was basically a 9-to-5 job, 2-hour lunch where he played basketball for an hour, then he went to lunch for an hour, and I was like, that can't be right. No, that can't be right. But again, I trusted him, and he hammered that point through. So I thought, all right, well, that doesn't sound too bad. So I took the ASVAB. For those of you who don't know, it's the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. Basically the test to see if you qualify to be serving in the military. I scored high enough that I had some options. Some people score so low that they'll just put you wherever they need you. I scored high enough that I could have opportunities and options. So I learned about this legal and administrative track that I could take. So after, again, that self-reflection period, realizing that the baseball thing wasn't going to happen, I kind of now had a new plan A. So in March of 1995, at 17 years old, not even old enough to sign my own life away, my parents had to sign with me, I signed up for the Marine Corps Delayed Entry Program. The Marines was my plan A now. I knew I needed that discipline in order to be successful at anything. The Marine Corps could give that to me, and believe me, they did. That and then some. In just those 13 weeks, I was stripped of my prior identity as basically a knucklehead and molded into a hard-charging, motivated Marine. I bought in 100% to the leadership and the values and the rank structure and the mission of the Marine Corps. My very selfish way of thinking and viewing the world was pretty much gone. I now had the opportunity to be truly useful and impactful as I always wanted to be. The Marines affirmed many things I believe about myself and brought out some of the things that I didn't even know I was capable of, physically, mentally, and spiritually speaking. I ended up with a short but eventful 4-year enlistment in the Marines and honorably discharged in '99. But I got to deploy and visit countries and places like Guam, Thailand, Singapore, Australia, Kuwait, Indonesia, all places I'd never be able to see if I didn't join the Marine Corps. And I excelled in the Marine Corps, and I learned how to improvise and adapt and overcome any obstacle thrown my way. After all of that, I now had confidence, direction, and discipline. So when I started courses here at Little Hoop in 2000, I quickly learned that if I show up, did the work, studied a little, I'll be just fine. Not only did I really not have too many problems with my first college experience, I really thrived here. I got involved with student government, including being the student government president. I got, as well as the AHEC student council, at the urging of my trusty advisor, then Stuart Young. Is Stuart here? Oh, we had a good relationship. He gave me good trusty advice for my academics, and I gave him free ping pong lessons. That's a joke between us, but he was a great advisor for me, and he still continues to do great work here. Those were really great times and great memories. I grew up a lot during the time as a young man, as a student, and a leader. Now the academic redemption part, I'm calling this section. So to bring this whole thing kind of full circle, remember that 1.875 GPA thing? Well, I graduated from Little Hoop with a 3.97. I only had one C in old Dr. Helgeson's chemistry class. That guy was a stickler. That kicked my butt. But during this time, I also stayed active in the community by coaching sports, mainly at Four Winds. I coached everything, baseball, basketball, football, you name it, whatever they needed, really. I was in there. I was in for it. So after Little Hoop, I got accepted into the United Tribes Technical College Community Educators Program, pursuing a degree on a full scholarship. And when I did that, I set a goal for myself to graduate with honors. I felt that if I somehow graduate with honors, it would negate that whole 1.875 thing. And I have a little bit of closure because obviously it's a thing with me, right? It was a definite challenge for me at UND, but armed with my successes in the Marines, followed by my successes here at Little Hoop, I knew I could be successful at UND as well. So I graduated in 2007 from UND with honors, with a Bachelor of Arts in Secondary Education from the School of Education and Human Development, and I had my redemption. That 1.875 thing always bothered me, and graduating with honors kind of affirmed to me that I was a lot better than that and capable of much better academically speaking. So just a recap here for the graduates. I'd just like to offer some advice, maybe, dare I say, wisdom, maybe, as you continue your life's journey. As you move on to the next set of challenges, just know in advance, you're gonna struggle. There are gonna be tough times, but always remember back to this journey, the times you had to dig deep and overcome the odds, just keep showing up. Write down your goals. Keep them visible, somewhere where you're going to see them every day. There's power in that it's hard to explain. Trust me when I say that it will help you to stay on course toward whatever your next life goals are. I'm a firm believer in goal setting, but not just setting them and putting them in the drawer. Put them on your fridge, put them somewhere where you pass by them every day. Say yes. Say yes to opportunities. They're going to come your way. Doing that will take you down some interesting roads. If you do so with the mindset of trying to learn and gain experience, more often than not, you'll find it very valuable just by saying yes. Also, leave home, leave the res, leave Spirit Lake. As hard as it may seem, leaving will help you to develop, I don't know what I could call it, more of a worldly perspective maybe. Experiencing different places in the world, different people, different food, different cultures, climates, etc. It all lends itself to helping you as an individual to have a broader perspective and open mind as to how things are done in other parts of the country and our world. Then come back. Spirit Lake needs more positive role models who have gone on to be successful and yet have it in their hearts to come home and try to make a positive impact. Take any chance you can to lift someone's spirits. You never know how big of an impact that can make on someone's day. In conclusion, I just want to end by thanking a few people, including my beautiful wife, Angela. She's my rock, and she's been supporting me through everything I've gone through, and my supportive, beautiful family. Also want to give a special thank you and acknowledgement to my pops who's here, Dad, and my mom, Santa Dufresne, for being proud, supportive parents. And I just want to quickly say that my dad just recently retired after, I don't know, Dad, 30, 40, 50 years in education. I'd just like to give him a round of applause real quick and congratulate him. I'm sure you all know him very well. He's been a staple in this community for many, many years. And all I'm ever trying to do is follow in his footsteps to do good things in the world in my own kind of unique way. But his hard work ethic and his, those types of things I carry those forward very closely to me. So this has been honestly one of the top honors of my career to be here with you all today. I think about these types of days and these types of things a lot. So I appreciate you listening to my Little Hoop story today. I want to once again thank President Lindquist for asking me to come home and share my story with the graduates. Thank you and congratulations once again to the Little Hoop graduating class of 23. Semper Progretti, always forward.
Thank you, Dean. That was pretty awesome. Appreciated that. Even an old guy like me can live by those words. At this time, graduates, please stand and proceed and prepare to receive your diplomas. Tell me when you're ready. Ready? Brianna Atherton. Nicole Beston. Leona Bowe. Alana Brownshield. Amber Charbonneau. Cassandra Charbonneau. Haley Dufresne. Noelle Dufresne. Willinette Dubois. Sierra Green. Jessica Hale. Michelle Hale. Chance Guy. Dave Hayden. Gina LaFontaine. Danesha Leaf. Jolie Leaf. Sarah Lewis. Brenna Little Ghost. Brianna Little Ghost. Lynn Little Ghost. Holly Littlewin. Arlette Lonis. Jennifer Longi. Melissa Swigert Lawrence. Mary Ann Ott. Dominic Platz. Mariah Rademacher. Sheris Robertson. Mariah Simonson. Letitia Teal. Kristen Thompson. (2023) certificates to be awarded. Damian Blackbird. Pete Dufresne. Tara Dufresne. Aaron Ironhawk. Tammy Ironhawk. Mitchell Keogh. Dorvin McKay. And Lorman Alboy Sr. And Ashton Little Ghost. I believe that's it. Congratulations. You are a graduate of the Cankdeska Cikana Community College. You may move your tassels accordingly. Congratulations. So we start the honor song. Graduates, would you please line up in front of the stage? Pretty tight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending and supporting our students and our college. Please join us now for refreshments in the cafeteria. We'll get a closer. You guys done? One more? Closer. Closer.